Hi friends, it's Tuesday, July 22nd, 2014. Lynn and Jamie here, continuing our assignment to trigger the awakening whose time has come, to do whatever we can do to be of service in this multidimensional effort to awaken the biosphere and other biospheres throughout the galaxy, to awaken right now, right now, right now. There's so much muck and mud. It feels sad, this muck and mud does. It feels like grief, this muck and mud does. Maybe despair. There's a big, thick layer of grief and despair. It's hard to tell what it's related to. Are you aware of that way this mud feels?
Yeah.
Might be the plants. Sadness of the plant. It's possible. Whatever it is, it's not helpful.
Right.
We can just pull it up, hand over hand, merging with it, draw it right up through our spine. Yes, we are working to clear cellular, like really deep, foundational level beliefs, cellular, right, molecular, and atomic resistance to awakening. That's what we were becoming aware of yesterday, that this resistance to awakening is not only skin deep, it's deeper than skin deep, right? There's a real deep foundational resistance to awakening, which actually goes a long way to explain the phenomenon of a biosphere that seems to have resistance at its core, right?
Right.
It's an interesting combination of resistance and grief. Do you notice that?
Yeah.
It's got elements of both. It's like the resistance is there, and then the grief is there. It surprises me. I don't know what to make of that. Well, I do know it isn't helpful, right?
Right.
And so we're just tuning it, like there's so much to get out, it feels impossible. Maybe there's despair in here too. It doesn't feel so much that we're clearing the plants as that we're clearing everything around the plants. Because I see the plants there and I see all this brown nasty stuff.
Right.
And I'm trying to figure it out. How does it interrelate? Seems like we're clearing the environment for the plants.
Right.
So now we see how plants actually have an interest in knowing what's true, right?
Right.
And they're swimming in a sea of matter that doesn't really want to know what's true.
Right.
Right? That doesn't really care what's true.
Yeah.
So maybe what we're doing is offering ourselves as vessels to help the plants, and then clearing the environment for the plants.
Right.
Because plants want to awaken, so we can say to all beings who want to awaken, offering ourselves as vessels, we're offering ourselves to merge, and then we'll all clear all our environments all together. Everybody who really wants to awaken, who actually wants to know what's true in any moment. Whoa! Wow. Wow. We're offering ourselves as vessels. You can merge with us and we will merge with you. And then, my sisters, my brothers, we will clear our environments for all of us, to clear away the muckety-muck that makes it hard to awaken. Part of what's true, of course, is that we're living unsustainably as a biosphere, right?
Right.
We're living unsustainably as a society as well, right?
Right.
It's just any objective observer can see this isn't going to end well, right?
Right.
That there's a cliff ahead of us, right?
Right.
And whether we go head first off the cliff or fall off it sideways is almost irrelevant, isn't it?
Right.
There's still a cliff ahead of us, right?
Right.
This is unsustainable. We aren't living sustainably. And the reactions are way too slow. The time of payback has already begun in terms of climate change, right? the time of payback has already begun in terms of toxicity, right? What with the epidemic of cancer?
Right.
That's payback, right?
Right.
We're in the payback period. It's already begun. It's not a question of when will it begin, right?
Right.
It has begun. It's a question of how long does it take before all four wheels are off the road, right?
Right.
Right now we already have some wheels off the road, right?
Right.
The question is, how long till all four wheels are off the road? One thing we know is being aware of what's true can help us get the car out of the ditch sometimes if we react in time, right?
Right.
But ignoring what's true and then trying to justify that what we're doing is perfectly fine steers the car in the other direction, right?
Right.
Just steers it off the cliff, right? How are they feeling, these tree people?
Sad.
What are they sad about?
They feel like nothing they've done made any difference.
That they've tried and it hasn't made any difference.
Right.
Okay, so now, waiving the learner's permit, asking for help from the angels to help all beings on the biosphere who are trying to help and feel like it hasn't made any difference at all. It's something else that's overdue. The planet is overdue for a pole shift. There are all these things that are overdue. Everything is building up, right?
Right.
It's not sustainable the way it's going on, right?
Right.
How fast things continue to give is dependent upon the choices of all of us, right?
Right.
The more of us that choose to wake up, the more gradual and easy this will be, right?
Right.
A gentler landing, right?
Right.
A gentler landing. A gentle landing is a good thing. If we awaken, the more of us that wish to awaken and that actually do something about it, the gentler the landing, right?
Right.
The fewer that wish to awaken and actually do something about it, the more jolting the landing. They're saying, what do you notice? Well, I noticed that at the level of the organism, that there's a wish to awaken, but even inside our own bodies there's a turbulence. It's not a uniformity, right?
Right.
So we can just sit with all these trees who wish to awaken, and anybody else, but all I see are trees. Do you see anybody else?
No.
So we'll just work with the trees right now who wish to awaken, and just let's say, okay friends, let's now tend our own cells. Let's start, all of us right now, to groom our own cells so the channels go up for our own cells, channels up just for us in this room, however big this room is. It looks like a pretty big room, like I feel like I'm in a rainforest. And at least the cells that are willing to participate will participate easily. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And the more cells that are willing to participate, the easier it makes it for the other cells, right?
Yeah.
And so we at the organism level say, no, it's channels up time. And then the cells that are interested in doing so do it first, and then the next cells do it next, and so on and so on. But every level makes it easier for the ones that remain to awaken.